The Star Raiders are back with Transformers Legacy United Cannonball on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another Transformers Legacy United review. This time we're looking at Star Raider Cannonball. Cannonball, of course, I picked them up at Walmart. This is a Walmart exclusive wave. It's a capsule wave. And Cannonball is the penultimate figure from the line that I'm going to get. The last one being Road Pig. But definitely want to clear out all these Legacy Uniteds as we move into the age of the Primes. So Cannonball is a character that has been in the Star Raiders ever since the beginning. He was a figure that, these guys were like convention exclusives back in the day, and now they're getting proper modern updates in retail lines. You used to have to get them at conventions and mail-aways and things like that. So Cannonball definitely has previous versions of figures made, but this is his, legacy, all in scale kind of debut. He is a Skids retool. We'll go ahead and call him a heavy retool of the Skids mold, and we're going to check him out. So as always, we'll start with the package. We'll get him out, pose him around, change him into his alt mode, do some comparisons, and get you out of here with some final thoughts. Starting with the packaging, you can see him in his vehicle mode. See, he has a siren on there, which is a little weird, but whatever. Pretty decent artwork on the side. Got him here in the back. 14 steps to conversion. Looks like he comes with a planet key, but it's got the Star Raiders logo on it. And he's looking pretty cool. So the original thing about Cannonball was, I believe he was the actual captain. He was the actual leader of the Star Raiders initially, even though now that that role has gone to Thundertron in the new Legacy sort of telling of it, if we even want to call it that. So he's bumped down to first mate. So we're going to get Cannonball out and see what we can see. So here's Cannonball out of the package with his accessories, and he actually comes with a few more things than I even gave him credit for. So right off break, you'll see he has sort of a peg hand for a left hand, and he has the claw hand, which you can see on the box, as well as a hammer type hand or attachment. Not really sure how to use it yet, but we'll get there. And then he's got the weird siren thing with the Star Raiders logo and the planet key, because he was originally a figure from the Unicron trilogy era. Taking a look at Cannonball himself. He's definitely got retooled parts. These arms are definitely new. The shoulders are new, head's new, chest is new, but from the leg, torso down, he is Skids. His back is the same as Crankcase. He looked pretty decent. Pretty decent looking figure. Forgive me while I struggle with my lighting situation. Half his face is black. Want to make sure you get to see all of that detail, as it is pretty cool. He does have the little stumpy cannons in there that Crankcase has, which means there may be an upgrade kit where you can give him bigger ones. I have to look into it. As far as his little stump hand, I'm really curious about this hammer. It looks a little weird, but you can stick it on there like that. The claw hand, you just stick it on like that. You put the Star Raiders sort of siren dealio on his back. You can insert the planet key in a slot in the back there. You definitely have to be careful with the claw. It will come off fairly easily. But pretty much that's how you use his accessories. It looks pretty decent. So we're going to get him transformed into his vehicle mode and check that out. Here is Cannonball in vehicle mode, and he transforms the same way as Skids and Crankcase and all the other figures that are on that body. He just has a different front, in a sense, a different grill, but he looks pretty cool. You can store his accessories there, and looks pretty decent. Works out decently. Looks pretty cool. One of the things I can say for this figure is he's got storage for everything he comes with, which is rare when you're dealing with Transformers figures. But there you go. Works out. It's interesting because he has an Earth mode. It makes it seem like as a character he would have been on Earth at some point. Perhaps he deserted the Decepticons to become Star Raider, and that's at least a decent story in and of itself. So we're gonna get old Cannonball transformed back into robot mode and do some comparisons. All right, so for comparisons, we've got our current roster of Star Raiders, which is continually growing. We still got Road Pig to go. I know Ferrak is a figure that exists, but I've already decided I'm not going to get Ferrak, solely because I just feel like he looks too much like Cyclonus. I can't not see Cyclonus when I look at him. If they had given him a different chest or something sort of like what they did with Metal Hawk, maybe I could buy into it, but it just looks like Cyclonus. And in my opinion, Cyclonus should only look like Cyclonus. He's a creation of Unicron, so it doesn't jibe that there's another guy flying around looking like Cyclonus. I just can't get with it. Nothing personal against Ferrac. I actually, think Ferrac is a worthy character, but I just can't unsee Cyclonus when I look at him. So for the usual, you got to bring in Earthrise Optimus Prime just so you can see from a size perspective what he looks like there. And that'll do it for comparisons. So we can move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Transformers Legacy United Star Raiders Cannonball. I think Cannonball is, definitely a decent figure. He has a pedigree in Transformers. It's not the first time we've ever gotten him, so but it is the first time we've ever gotten him in a mainline sort of line. So, I definitely think they did a good thing with most of these guys, like Lockdown and Filch. They got some guys in here that needed guys. G2 Universe Road Pig would also qualify. Ferrac would qualify. I'm just not going to get Ferrac for personal reasons. We all got to make choices. But he's a decent figure. I've always thought the Skids mold was unfairly maligned anyway. Is it the world's best mold? No, but it's decent. It's a serviceable Transformers figure. He is probably an 8 for me, so I'm gonna go there. He's a way I got a figure rank of 8, and I am glad to add him to the crew. That's gonna do it for this one. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We love to have you, join us on this journey of action figures that we're on. We got a lot more Transformers to go, a lot less Legacy United, a lot more Age of the Primes and Studio Series, but we gotta get through them all in turn. So with that said, everybody stay safe. See you on the next video, and happy collecting. Peace.
The way I got it figured.